Subscribe now.
and step into the magic.
Hi, welcome back to Woo Ways. My name is Calvin.
And I'm Aumshree.
All right, okay. We are a little bit intense just now to talk about the cards. All right,
Behind the
okay,
scenes.
behind the scenes. So you guys don't want to know what is the topic is all about. Okay, today we actually talk about emotions. Okay, emotions is everything. Okay,
Emotional
Yep.
damage.
so yep. Let's welcome our guest to talk about emotion. At the same time, she will tell us there are some tools, all right, for us to use to detect our emotion, and there's a protocol on how are we going to tackle our emotions and things that we can do, all right, from the card itself. Yes, let's welcome Jashpreet.
Yay! Okay. So tell us.
I'm already showing the heart.
Step one.
I'm already showing the heart.
Okay. How does someone I mean, we all have emotions. Like
Yeah.
we cannot be
Yeah.
human if there's no emotions, right?
Correct.
But a lot of us are damaged. Whether we like to hear this or not, we are totally messed up people. Being allowed to go out in public, which is a great thing. But now, with all kinds of media that we're consuming, social media, TikTok, blah, 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 and everyone was like, control your emotions, do step one, close your eyes, take a deep breath, blah, blah, blah. There's only so much a deep breath and close your eyes you can do, right? So then Jashpreet comes in with some very structured way of how to address this.
Correct.
So Jess, tell us,
Yeah. How
what
and how what?
is emotions and then the emotional alchemy that comes with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is a huge topic. And alright.
Emotions in the sense of our daily commute of life.
Yeah. So emotions itself, we know there's positive emotions, there's negative emotions.
Correct.
If you just go and search online, there is something called an emotional guidance scale.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, which every emotion is associated to a certain vibration in hertz in that context as well. So when you are in a lower emotional state, for example, fear, despair, guilt, it's really low vibration. So the idea is to raise the vibrations to become higher on the emotional scale. And can you guess what's the highest right at the top?
Like the happiest of
Right
the
at the top,
positive
the most highest vibrational emotion
In hertz.
in hertz.
No.
joy.
Joy, yes. Joy.
Joy is the highest.
Joy, appreciation. We always say be grateful, appreciative and all that, right? Appreciation, joy is the highest on the...
Grateful.
Okay, so appreciation has got the feeling aspect of thankfulness or gratefulness. Gratefulness is just saying thank you. When you appreciate something, you really feel it. Like for example, these cards, right? The beauty of the design of these cards created by Aumshree. So really, you just look at the heart, look at the glow, and for me, I have so much of deep appreciation of the design that was created.
Aw, thank you.
So when I really feel it, I can literally feel zzz in my heart, right? Because I'm a bit more sensitive, like all the vibrations all can feel, can zap you also. But that is appreciation, and when that high vibration of that particular emotion or energy, right, that is vibrating inside of you, it really raises your vibration really high.
So that would actually mean that it's scientifically proven for those who are non-believers or the skeptics, right? So being literally grateful for what's in front of you, as simple as delicious roti canai for breakfast, actually raises your vibration. Like it can actually help you have a good day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is something that is practiced in every culture. There's Thanksgiving, there's being thankful for the food that you have, for the shelter that you have, for the education,
prayer before the
all
food and
the
things,
prayer
yeah.
that in our culture and also everywhere around the world. But the missing element is the vibration part, the feeling part, where you really feel thankful, grateful. Appreciation is the word that they use for that.
So why is it so easy for people to fall into the negative there's a whole genre of music of emo. There is
Sad songs,
books and things like that which always talk about sadness and the blah feeling. If you watch that movie from Disney, right, like Inside Out,
The feelings.
it is so apt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so why do you think it's so easy to fall into despair and anger and all of that, as opposed to raising your vibration to just be happy with what's in front of you?
So sometimes a lot of people feel you require a lot of effort, right? You have to put in a lot of effort to feel good or to feel better. But it's like, I just have to sit down and just like don't do anything and I'm already,
Upset.
about something. Or someone said something and it triggers the upset. Now why can't we be triggered with joy?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yep.
The emotions tend to sway that way. So I believe there's like a current. It depends on your own upbringing, on what you have inside. So you will be attracted to that particular emotion that may still be inside of you. So for example, if you haven't fully let go of, for example, sadness or upsetness, that may have been you may be going through this for a long period of time. We even spoke about inner child healing, right?
Like loss of a parent.
That's grief. Grief is also, very hard to come out of grief.
That word, sadness. But then from sadness, there's grief.
Yeah.
Grief is even deeper, even lower than sadness.
Oh
From
my God.
sadness, it goes up. For example, hatred and rage is heavier than anger. Then anger becomes blame.
So
then
meaning
blame
we have
becomes worry.
certain levels of emotion. Like for example,
Yes.
anger is just a basic, fundamental of emotion for
Yeah.
anger. So they have a lot.
So hatred
Lot of,
and rage is lower vibration than anger.
Oh.
Envy and jealousy. Envy is lower vibration than jealousy. If you are if from enviousness you have gone to jealousy, you're a little bit better. You have raised a
envy
little
is
bit.
more severe than jealousy.
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay.
Did you
So
know?
for example, envy. So for example, if you are, let's look at hatred and rage and anger. Okay, that's a little easier to
So
explain.
unfortunate but true.
Or we can even start from grief. Grief is lower than hatred and rage.
Yeah.
Alright, so for example, if a loved one passed away, alright, has passed on, and you're going through that grief period. From that grief period, if you have already mourned and you've overcome that, and you start becoming angry, right? You'll be
Because
like,
of
why
their-
did this
their
happen?
absence or-
And this and that. Then from there, you start having blame. You start blaming because of this thing happened. If we did this would have been better. This person would have still been here. You start having that blame.
After blame?
You raise up
Two?
worry. Then from worry, it becomes I think it's hopefulness.
Oh.
So if you worry, meaning
Wow.
that he used to manage all the bills at home, and now I have to do it. I don't know how to do it. It's
Yeah,
that.
imagine we
mindset.
need to like
Like a
tackle
ladder.
all this emotional one by one. It
But
takes
understand that if from grief you have gone to blame or worry, you are raising up.
Oh.
You're not going down. You're actually raising up in your
I'm
emotional
so
scale.
mind blown right now.
You're literally raising up. You should pat yourself on the shoulder. Okay, I'm getting there.
Oh.
You are raising up. Then when you reach hopefulness, you're like, okay, I'm already in the middle ground. I'm getting there.
Okay.
And then get up, go up, go up, go up. Raise even further. Because when you are in grief, for example, it's a really low vibration, you cannot be appreciative. It's so hard to jump. I think those of us who have loved ones who have, passed on, you can't be suddenly, be grateful of whatever that you have. Be grateful that you still have this. You will be like, oh my God, just let me, just let me cry. Just let me cry. And you should just cry, but don't get stuck there for a long period of time. Yes.
So when okay, yeah. So there's these levels, which is like I'm still in shock and I'm still processing. Which
This is science, yeah. It's
so
scientifically
proven,
yeah.
people. And so we're going through the emotions,
Yeah.
and we're going up and up and up and up, and hopefully we get to a point where we can detach from it and say thank you for the experience, and
Yeah.
we move on, right?
Yes.
So you will remember, Jash, from our inner child healing, Now, would that also be like a fundamental thing where this okay, maybe not grief, but like anger, jealousy, envy,
Yep.
those things,
Yep.
right? That moving up the scale. So, what kind of healing does one do? Is it just performing the sense of awareness? To be like, oh crap, I really don't like this person, or but then actually it's not what you don't like about that person.
Yeah.
It's more like what they have that you don't have, the absence of what you don't have. How do you process that? Like from you to understand, like you said, if you're moving up that scale, you're actually doing great. You know,
you're doing great.
yeah.
Right.
So how do you explain that to someone, or knowing that it's like, yay,
You're right.
you're
I
okay.
think first of
You're
all,
there.
First of all, you probably should print out the emotional guidance scale and stick it on your wall so you can see.
So we have a standard emotional
Yes.
chart. that we
Yes.
have. Oh,
There's
okay.
it's called emotional guidance scale.
All right.
Yeah, it's by Jerry and Esther Hicks.
Yes.
They were the first one who,
Yes,
who
yes.
created
Good,
that.
good.
And it's also in vibration, in hertz and all that. That's how, binaural beats have got the hertz for certain things, and all these are created from that.
Mhm.
So have the scale printed. Second thing is be aware of your emotions. When you're going through something, if can name that emotion. Identify that emotion. If
Call
you're
it
going through
Jerry.
no.
Tom.
Like some people when they're going through something, they don't know they're sad. They're
But
like normal
how-
this is how I am.
How do you want to identify
they need
the,
to be
the thing?
aware. Either somebody tell you or you have to
Can we
be
give an
aware.
example?
More
Give an example.
importantly, you are feeling ennui, right? Like there's this feeling from the movie, like it is ennui. This just means like just general blah, general
Yeah.
melancholy. Versus a lot of people associate that to more severe mental health issues like anxiety and depression and things like that. Because it is. I'm not demeaning anyone else who's genuinely medically going through that condition, but people don't know how to differentiate between just having a blah day versus I am just sad about everything. I'm having a hormonal imbalance or a chemical imbalance. How do you get them to
Identify.
Name
yeah.
it.
Yeah, name it. Yeah. So give it a little bit of example on how. Is it techniques on that?
I mean, first of all, you could go through the cards and see if anything resonates with you. Any
Okay.
words resonate with you from the card. I think this will give a good first step. Another way usually is, we have friends with us, and sometimes they can help us identify. You need to be open enough. But if you don't,
yeah, I mean my friend was like, oh, you're feeling sad. And
Let's
like,
go drink.
You don't know how. Yeah, you don't know what I'm feeling. You're not me. You know,
Yeah,
I am
exactly.
associating my own personal experiences to what I
Yeah.
assume you physically are manifesting out.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So how do you? Let's just assume we have we
No
don't
help.
trust the world, right?
You need to come out of it. You have
Out
to
of
come out of it. As in get help, seek help.
Seek help.
You
right?
need to seek help, especially if you are in a state that you've been just in the room, not doing anything for a long period of time, and you're going through that. You have to seek help.
Yeah. So
I think that's the first
yeah,
step.
let's say right, some of the whoever who go through these emotional kind of problems, right? Even they find friends to talk about, and the friends also don't know how to tackle all these
Seek
kind
a
of things.
profession. Seek professional
Yeah, so,
help.
so it's the best to seek the professions
Seek
to reach out
professional
as far as
Yes.
they can. Yes. So cards. Okay, from in front of us you see the emotional alchemy.
Yeah.
These cards. So what's the relationship between the emotional and these cards? Can you share us about this?
Okay, so this card, it says here emotion alchemy. So alchemy is a transmutation process from negative emotions to positive vibrations. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to actually get up on that emotional scale, to go up on that emotional scale. Right? So this is actually like a guidance card. It has step by step guidance. Basically, I can't think of any other word right now. All right, so do you want to go through this? I think by giving an example will be easier
Yeah,
for people
Yeah,
to
give me
understand.
examples, it will be easier.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So, for example, this card here, I'm not sure if you can see this. It says overwhelm, right? The
Which
negative.
everyone is feeling at
Yes.
some point of their lives, right?
Definitely. So the first negative emotion that you see on the top here is overwhelm. And the other words to describe this that you may be feeling is either stress or anxiety. Right? So first of all, the first step is you must be aware that you're feeling this. If you're not, seek help to get the healing or the process that you need to come to that awareness. Okay.
So it's more like it kind of jumps out at you and you feel like this is like, oh yeah. You know, that
Because like I'm at a stage already, I know when I'm feeling that. So what the question you were asking is, what if you don't know and you're stuck there? Then you need to get help, professional help first. That will be the first step.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So awareness and then acceptance and realization. Okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed. You cannot suppress this emotion, or say that, or deny. Denial. You're like, no lah, I'm not stressed. I'm not overwhelmed. I can still go on. I can still do. And guess what will happen? Burnout.
You come crashing down.
You will come crashing down. Burnout happens, right? A lot of us go through burnout phases because we don't take care of ourselves. We're not aware and we don't go through that process before we burn out, right? And there's also an example here, an explanation here about overwhelm, which is swamped with tasks and or lacking resources. Alright, so these are the examples. So the reason why this top part is written here like in this way is for you to understand, see, acknowledge and accept this negative emotion.
So something in the cards will, as you are reading it, will definitely
Will pop up.
trigger,
Yeah.
and you go like, oh, yeah, okay, if it's not like ready, move on to a different version of
a
it.
different version of it, correct. So that's the first step. Now, when you look at the word in purple here, it says balance. So the positive vibration of overwhelm in this case is balance, right? How to achieve balance?
Girl.
Prioritization and all those things that actually we know what to do, but sometimes we need to be reminded. So the cards also helps to remind you. Yeah. So balance is the word here. So when you read this word balance, just embrace the word and say that, okay, I understand. This is what I need to be. I must have balance for me to overcome the overwhelming emotion that I'm feeling right now.
True.
Right? Okay. And then there is a journal prompt or a reflective prompt here, which you should actually write down if possible. There are two questions here. What's essential? What is important, right? And how can I streamline my life? Which is basically talking about prioritization.
Balance.
Yeah, and balance. So when you ask yourself this question, allow the answer to just come and write.
That brings
Just write it
to
down.
a interesting point of journaling.
Yeah.
Right?
It's journaling.
It's a habit of writing that we should start cultivating, because you just let it all flow out, and then when you read it, you'll be like, ooh, who is this person? Correct? But how do you encourage journaling? Like it says
here.
here.
Start
So
here.
yeah, journaling is one of the best way to express your feeling. But
Yes.
we found out that not everybody like journaling. Even they are being practicing us to do this, do that, right? They actually don't prefer to
Has
put the
this-
words on the paper or
Yeah,
books.
like this form of allergy of
Yeah.
having pen and paper, like, oh my god, like so
Correct.
caveman.
Correct.
So old school.
Yeah.
But writing it on a notepad or things like that. But I understand the need to journal. So this actually, like you say, it's a good way to start.
Start.
Because I think whenever someone says something about journaling, you get very overwhelmed.
You think like, oh my god,
You
I have
have
to
to.
write so many
Like,
books.
Yes,
What do I
yes.
write?
Every day you have to put the words on the
Yeah,
books.
like what does it say?
Yeah.
So
But I think it's important to understand journaling is a huge topic on its own. But to summarize, right, there are many ways to release emotions
Yeah.
or to release our thoughts.
Correct.
It comes thoughts first, then emotions. Now we are only tackling emotions. We haven't gone to thoughts yet. But we're not going to do that in this session because that's another huge topic, right? So let's just tackle our emotions first and manage this. So some people manage emotions by punching a bag.
Yeah, true. They go for the sports. martial arts.
They exercise. When you
They
exercise,
exercise.
with the hormones and all that, it helps. But again, that is a different form of release. And if you are
For
releasing,
me, it's like torture yourself.
Yeah. So when you have to see it psychologically, you see, when you are releasing in a form that is aggressive,
Yep.
you are actually conditioning your body and your mind that that is the only way you are able to release.
Actually, yeah, even your coping mechanisms are important.
Yes.
What you
Yes.
how you release it and address it, right?
So I've had requests in my corporate trainings that why don't you put a punching bag and let everyone just let it go. And
Can you be my
something-
punching bag?
and something just didn't sit right with me, and then I just reflected again, and I thought that no, it's not healthy.
Yeah.
It may be old school, I don't know, maybe it's an old method of coping,
Like,
right?
like they always say
It's
that
not
put
healthy.
put your message in a piece of paper, you start to tear it down. Like so aggressive
So-
kind of
yeah, there are many
Yeah.
techniques
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
actually like from
To
squashing the
release.
paper,
Yes.
and now it's going to
Burning.
burning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like where you see it dissolve right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
It's like a physical manifestation, let go kind of
Yeah.
thing. So there's so many forms of
Releasing.
release,
Releasing.
right?
Yes.
Of course, there are some which only give you a temporary fix,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then this general prompting will help you kind of
Dig deeper.
Dig deeper.
Yeah,
right.
it helps
That's the
you
word
dig
I'm looking
deeper.
for. Yeah.
It actually helps you dig deeper. So when you're writing it down, you're actually releasing it. Your thoughts, your emotion, it like literally like you can feel it going down your hands and going through your pen, and you're just letting everything go. If you have a journal that has all negative emotions in it, that means you don't have anyone to talk to, right? Maybe you're just so frustrated right now. Don't write 10 pages. Just write 1 page. Explain everything there. Write all your frustration there. Use whatever words, whatever language that you want. And then burn it. The transmutation process can happen through fire.
Because
You
fire
will
is also
feel a
a
release.
kind of a known form of energy
Yeah.
that
Transmute. Okay, so through fire is one of the good ways to transmute. So when you're writing and expressing yourself, burn it. But if you're writing positive things, things like this, things that you're working on, that you are digging deeper into your emotions, keep it. Because that's something that you can read again.
See, this is also a really good point.
Yeah.
We believe that when we start journaling, there is the release and all of that. But then you forget that there's through the journaling that you end up having things that you need to keep.
Yeah.
And that will be the treasure of your evolution,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. Because we try to mix both of it. What do you suggest? Like, do I do all the negative dumping, the emo dumping first, then do the happy writing, or whilst I do this, like your journal prompts has these 2 questions, right? What's essential?
So it depends on what you are doing at that point of time and what you're feeling at that point of time.
Do you need 2 books? Do you recommend having 2 different journals?
Yes, please. Because I went through that process as well of journaling in my early healing process, and I had a lot of books with all of my negative emotions and thoughts and feelings that I've written, and I kept it in a drawer. A lot of books. And finally, when I was thinking about it and I was, understanding more and learning more about energy stuff and healing and all of this, and I realized that all of these journals have got prickly or negative energies to it. So the moment, can you imagine, the moment I burnt it, it was such a relief. It's like you're burning something external, but you're letting go from inside. And I literally saw my cat that passed away, which made me depressed for like a few days. I was just crying and crying and crying. I just couldn't get out of it at that point of time, grief, right? We were talking about grief, and I went through that process lah. The anger, why I didn't take care, what happened, blame, all. I went through that whole process of the emotional alchemy. So when I was just taking photos of the fire, I saw his image and I was like, wow, finally I let you go. Because I was holding on to it.
Meaning to
in the
say-
journal.
You trap the emotions in the book.
Yeah. Because all of my negative emotions was there and I kept it in a
But
drawer
she
at
didn't
home.
release it because she
I
Just
kept
kept
it.
it.
tutup.
So
Simpan.
from that experience, I realized that burning is better.
Okay.
Because when you burn, first of all, you're not keeping that negative emotion, energy in your room or in your home. Second, it's something from inside of you actually gets released and let go.
So like from your
Yeah.
from your cards, and then
Yeah.
it says here the powerful anger. Why do we keep getting anger? I'm not angry. I don't think so. But yeah,
Yeah.
the powerful feeling of displeasure or hostility.
Yeah.
Right. Do I start here?
You can if you want to. If you have a lot, it depends on the percentage of anger that you're having right now. If you feel it's like from a scale of 1 to 10, for example, if you're having above 8, then yeah, journal it down, write it down and burn it. Do that first part. And then you can look into the next one.
See, and then you have the questions and
Yeah.
how to transmute it. So then you have these
Bullet points.
3 bullet points.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do I do?
Okay, so like for example, do you want to do anger? Do you want to do overwhelm?
Do you
Anger.
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 Wow.
So many angry people.
So many
Yeah.
anger. Okay, so let's do anger then. All right. So anger, the first part is the negative emotion, right? And then the positive vibration is patience.
Patience.
Yeah. Because when we are angry, we kind of have a challenge with patience.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So patience is something that we need to cultivate.
This
we need
is
to
for
have.
the people who drive on our streets every day. This is the card for you. Just
No.
letting you know.
No signals.
No signal.
So those are your trigger points. Why are you reacting to those triggers? It's okay lah, let them be. You on your music, you enjoy the traffic. I mean, that's what I do now. I used to get mad as well. But my perspective has changed. Now I'm okay. Unless I'm in a rush, then it comes in a little bit.
Somebody challenges your positive thinking
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, go ahead.
Okay, let's go through this. Okay. So now the question here that you need to journal or write down is, what underlying need is my anger trying to communicate? So what was it that your anger is trying to tell you? Is it trying to tell you that you're feeling disrespected? That's why you're getting
That's
angry?
primarily always the case,
Yeah.
kan? Yeah.
Or you feel like overwhelmed maybe, that has turned into anger. Anger is more negative vibration than overwhelm. Overwhelm is slightly higher. So what is it that your anger is trying to tell you? I think it's good because this is the part where you're digging deeper inside of you and you're trying to find the root cause of that emotion.
I just want to add to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we tend to want to find that root cause
Yeah.
immediately. Like I'm sitting down to write what my anger is trying to tell me, and I straight want it
The
to
answer.
say blah blah blah, disrespect.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just use that as an
Yeah.
example. Disrespected, but we forget that there is a process. You can actually start. What do you tell you say? That I feel out of place. I feel this. I feel that.
Yes.
Keep going. That is the whole. The fundamental is keep going.
Yeah.
You're funneling down the emotions.
Yes.
Funneling.
yes.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And then at the end, finally, you may find the root cause.
And it's like so blur.
Yeah, and that probably may not still be the root cause. Still dig deeper.
Or maybe just a normal.
But you don't have to
Yeah.
do that at a surface level.
And not in
If this
one
is-
day.
And definitely not in one
Yeah,
day.
I think that's also
Definitely
something
not one
people
day.
forget. It's
Yeah.
not to be done in one
Yeah.
day.
But if you want to surpass and master this emotion, that means you don't want to be an angry bird anymore, right? Then this is the process that can help you. Now we move on to the 3 bullet points.
Yes.
Yep. So the first one is,
Take a deep breath.
take deep breaths. So if you have learned breath work, it'll be helpful. If you have not, just breathe in slowly and exhale very slowly.
I think breathing with awareness, because we
Yes.
do it so mechanically, we forget like taking
Yes.
deep breaths. Like what I breathe, ma.
It's
I
not-
actually had someone tell me that before.
It's not like that, yeah?
I breathe. How many breaths do you want me to take? I'm still
Yeah.
breathing, ma. It's like no, like purposely breathe on purpose and with
And
purpose.
aware of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the technique is, if your exhalation is longer than your inhalation, I'm being a bit scientific here, it will stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of your nervous system that helps you calm down. So breathing, there's science to it too. Either you're stimulating, or you're relaxing, or you're cleansing, or you're balancing. There's so many different breath works, but in this case of heightened negative emotion, just use the breath work whereby the exhalation is longer than your inhalation. There's 4, 7, 8 techniques. There's so many other different techniques that you can find out there.
On another episode, we shall tackle all this information. It's getting so heavy.
There's just so much to cover, I know. Alright, let's go to the next one. express yourself constructively. Yeah.
Being
So-
kind to yourself.
Yeah. And also when you're angry, you tend to express yourself with destruction. you know,
You literally
destroy.
forget yourself when you
Yes.
get angry.
Yeah.
You
So
don't give like whatever it is, I'm just blind out.
correct.
Yeah.
So with awareness, with consciousness, express yourself in that manner. And the third one here is practice empathy. So when you're getting angry with someone, for example, if someone just, we're talking about driving just now, right? Someone just cuts your lane and goes in. All right. So if you want to practice empathy, how would you think in this moment? Instead of being angry, what would your thought form
I
be?
wonder what his hurry is, or
Yeah,
probably
maybe
he has
he's-
something more
Yeah.
important to do,
Correct.
or something.
Maybe he
needs
has
to
an
get somewhere.
emergency.
Emergency call.
Emergency or something. You know, sometimes you see people owning the hazard light and they're just speeding through. That has happened to me and my family before. When my mom was really sick, my dad, I was a little girl, on the emergency hazard light, and he just went straight to the clinic to see the doctor. You know, so we don't know what other people are going through.
Yep.
Yeah? It could be they forgot to on their signal lah. Can be. But you know, whatever it
We're
is, whatever it is, it should not trigger you to have that negative emotion. Because when you're always constantly having this negative emotion, the only person that's going to be, in Malay we say susah, or being troubled is you. It's
Yeah.
actually you, it's not the other person.
We
You know?
always forget, even like we were talking about family constellation, the inner child healing, we were talking about Reiki and everything. Everything fundamentally comes back to you
Yep.
as in the person. You know, it's never anyone else's fault. It's always your reaction to it makes it,
Exactly. Exactly.
bad or not acceptable.
Yep. Yep. So that's how these cards work. It helps you. So now the lesson to learn here is understanding. Understanding is related to patience. So when you have understanding, empathy, you really understand what that person's going through, this anger level will start reducing. Let it start reducing and reducing and reducing, and you'll come to a point of time whereby you can immediately reframe already.
Yeah.
You will not have that outburst. The intensity will not be as bad as it used to be, like 8, 9, 10 on a scale. Maybe it'll be just a 2 or 3. Maybe it'll be just a 1. You barely feel it and you already, you're
So
okay.
maybe we can have that well-being scale. We can put a link down there for someone to just
Yes.
The guidance, the emotional guidance
yeah,
skill.
the
Yeah.
guidance, emotional guidance
Emotional
scale.
guidance skill.
Yeah, we will have that, and maybe it will help kickstart your journey and see what kind of mini solutions you can come up with before we tackle really big issues.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
basically,
I mean, especially with the tips that our guests share, all this, like how do you tackle the emotional, how to do the funneling, as well as the scale, your emotional 1 to 10. See how you go through before and after all this thing is really work for me. You're right. Okay. Thanks, Jashpreet. Yeah.
and by the way, in
Okay,
this card,
sorry.
there are 55 emotions. So I
So
think
much.
so I think whatever that you're feeling, you just have to go through this card and you will probably find it here, and then just go through that process. There are 3 tips or techniques down here for you already given. So you can go through this on your own actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you just need to be open, willing to work on yourself and to be better and to feel better. I mean, we all want to be happy. We all want to have that inner peace, the calmness, the
Correct,
joy in
yeah.
ourselves, our families, our teammates, our workplace, right?
You any workshop for this cards?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All
I
right.
can do that. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
So let us
Anything
know
else?
in the comments if you need an emotion workshop. Maybe someone to tackle, step 1 of your day. Let us know in the comments.
All right. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank
See you for next episode. Bye.
Subscribe.